like I said, I am by no means a expert driver. In fact, I'm probably pretty reserved. This is a rather expensive car, and I'll keep it in check. I would rather err on the side of not going too fast through the turn or slowing down a little bit more than I need to. We'll do one more launch, I think. There's a bit of a nice spot right over here. So we'll put it in race, and we'll see if we get any difference. Top of second gear, and we lost a little bit. And you could also set up the track pack to show you your 0 to 60 time and other features, which is pretty cool. I don't particularly use it. I guess if I ever took it to a racetrack, it would be a cool feature. But I've used launch control a few times, mostly just playing around. I don't think it's something that you really need, but it's fun. I don't believe that the 43 has it, like I said earlier, but that car is still under 500 miles, so we wouldn't be trying it even if it had it. Let's off this other screen here. Yeah, we wouldn't use that. Some other cool features that this car has that I think are really neat are the dynamic brake assist and the safety features. So if I didn't get on the brakes, the car would have beeped at me before it started applying the brakes as it saw me getting closer to the vehicle in front of me, which I think is really cool. It's adjustable to brake early or normal or late. And honestly, early, in my opinion, is too early because, well, I like to get a little bit closer, personally. Where I noticed that it made the biggest difference is when you're maybe in the left lane and somebody's going a little slow and you want to get around them, so you pull out to the right and you speed up, and obviously you're going to catch up to somebody who's in front of you, and then it's going to slow you down automatically. Which, if you're not, familiar with the feature, it could certainly catch you off guard, and you'd be like, whoa, what the hell did this car just do? So that's one of the features that I like for a safety aspect, but you need to be aware that it could throw the brakes on for you when you're not anticipating it or when you don't want it to. One of the other cool features is the ability to read stop signs, or road signs, I should say, specifically speed limit signs. So every time the rear wheel passes a sign, it'll change in the display. And if you have your if you have your cruise control on, the car will automatically adapt to the new speed limit that it sees. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. From the negative side of the house, you could be on a highway with people behind you, and the car will slow down if it sees that new sign, regardless of if you want to or not, if that feature is turned on. But it could also be a good thing because, hey, you're not speeding anymore, and it could save you from a ticket. It also works for temporary signs too, so maybe in a construction area or something like that. So that's a pretty damn good feature. It is adjustable, and you could also set speed thresholds as well. The other feature that I really like is the cruise control with the semi-autonomous driving feature. So when you're driving this car, and maybe I'll give a quick display here, we'll take a right, and I'll turn on the cruise control, and I'll show you how this thing does just an amazing job keeping this car in the lane by itself. So let's get it up to the 50 or so, turn on the cruise control, set it at 55. So immediately the car gave me 2 indications that it's happy. It gave me the green lines on the left, which means that it's going to follow the lines, and it gave me the steering wheel indicator. See, the car just slowed down by itself because that car stopped, and I let it do its own thing. So right now, again, so it's doing lane keep assist, and these lane lines are painted pretty good, so the car should be able to do it well. And it's gave me the steering wheel color green, which means that the car should follow the lines, and if they're painted well enough, it'll do a good job. On twisty back roads, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. On the highway, it's impeccable. That's what I would call it, impeccable. But you can see, you know, hands off, as long as the road is not doing anything crazy. The lines are painted pretty good. The turns aren't too ridiculously sharp, so I'll always put my hand on the wheel when we come up to a turn. And the car might even say, hey, that's too sharp. You know, grab the wheel and it'll ding at you. But I usually keep a finger or so on the wheel, just because it's going to yell at me if I don't. But it's great if you need to grab something and you're on a straight road. I wouldn't hesitate, as long as the road had good lines, to take my hands off the wheel. And I have done this for hours on the highway, just on and off the steering wheel. But the car does not bounce between the lanes or anything. It keeps it perfectly centered when it's able to see the lines, and it just does a good job. Where it does get sometimes confused is where you see this like dot